Good morning. It is the 7th day of January 2017. I just want to start this video out with showing you something real quick. Hurricane Isis. Let's just remember that. Hurricane Isis has been retired as a naming option. But they were going to name it Hurricane Isis. And I'm sure they've had Hurricane Isis in the past because they reuse those names quite a bit. So we got Hurricane Isis. We know that was an option. They did retire it in 2014 because of the ISIS terror group that they created. And let's just go back to Google Earth now. Hurricane Isis. Google Earth. Okay, so in this image, I call this the Goddess Crater. And the reason I call it I didn't save this image because I seen that in the center of it. I saved this image and then I seen the center of it. Right? I could see this figure right here. It looks like a woman wearing like a tiara with hair, with the goddess pose, with the arm out like this. See how I think I saved a picture of it yesterday and overlaid it. It's kind of like this, with the arm out and up. And I never knew I just typed in goddess pose. I had no idea what a goddess pose was, or what a god. This is an exercise called goddesses. This exercise she's doing, they call it goddesses, and you can see the arm out, up, right there, pretty much the same place. Wearing the loose robing. I think I saved a picture of that too, but I didn't overlay it probably. Like the goddesses wore like they wore back in the ancient times or whatever. They're kind of white, drapey material. Okay, so I could see that in there. That arm anyway. I'd only put that there for that reason, just to show the arm and the hand right here. Okay, so let's retire that one. Okay, so in this picture, when I shared it earlier, yesterday or whatever, I said to take an American quarter and put that over the top of this right here. Now look at the wings. At least one. It has at least one wing for sure. You can see the wing. See the wing? Okay. When you look at a picture of Isis, and we will, Isis has wings. Goddess Isis. Oops, didn't go in, did it? Okay, there you go. Here we have the supposed solar disk with the bull horns around the outside of it, right? With the bull horns around the outside, and obviously Isis was a winged goddess. What do we have in that picture? I'm telling you, those are wings that I see in that. This is a typhoon. This shape comes from a surface of something, either the Earth or the Moon, and from what I've experienced so far, the Moon does leave shapes either on the Earth's surface or it does this from space somehow. I don't know. You tell me what you think. But that is definitely a set of wings on that woman there that I see. And if you take any kind of coin or gold, like a state seal, California, for example, the California state seal, if you put it in here, you'll see so many things that if you just line up the head of the, I guess, what is it? What do they use on that coin or the state seal? I don't remember what that woman's supposed to be, but they kind of changed it over the years. It has a woman with a shield, holding a shield. This could be the shield. There's a lot of things like this could be the shield, but you see also you see like bishops that carrying something like this with a cross on the top, like a jar or whatever. You see the Pope carrying stuff like that. There's a lot of things you can see if you use your imagination in this image. But the wing is definitely there. You definitely see that wing right there, which tells me this would be the goddess Isis. This storm. I would call this I would name this typhoon goddess or Isis. I have no problem with that because you can see Isis in the picture. Definitely see the wing there. And I just put this together last night. The wing part, I just caught on to that last night. I didn't even think about the wing thing until after I was looking at this for a while, and I was thinking, wait a minute, Isis has wings. So there you go. That's just something it comes in like, it just comes. All you gotta do is think deeply into something. It'll come. Okay, check it out. What I did is I traced the outline of this crater. I mean, it's not, but it does have this shape exactly like this. So you get many things that are shaped that way. One of them would be the horns. You can see it's the same thing with the same same roundness to it. And look at the bottom where this crater is. See the big crater right at the bottom. It's almost dead center, almost, but not quite. But they got to center things when they do it in artwork form. There's the big circle at the bottom, right here in the stone. Pretty interesting, if you ask me. So there's Isis. This is Isis, obviously. First thing I ever, came up with about this crater when I first gave it any kind of, what do they call it, personification or whatever they call that, personify it. I seen the rabbit in here first. I could see the rabbit in there, and then I realized it was inside of the egg. If you look at it like this, it looks like an egg, right? So I figured, oh boy, this is just really incredible. This must be the Easter bunny and the Easter egg, huh? I mean, what are you supposed to think? Either that or it's a big rabbit hole. So let's go down it together a little bit, huh? Let me show you around. So here you go. I seen that a long time ago. The rabbit and the egg. Okay. Since then, I put all kinds of things together with this crater. Oh my goodness, so many things, so many things. Typhoon Usagi, which is the rabbit, typhoon rabbit, basically you could call it, fits right inside this crater, beautifully. Superstorm Sandy. Superstorm Sandy does too. Super Typhoon, Superstorm Sandy, Super this, Super that, Super Moon. It all goes together. You gotta realize that all goes together. It's all part of the same group. Super comes from the moon, basically. Is from what I understand so far. I mean, that's got to be it. Okay, and just this morning it tripped me out. I was watching that Great White video I shared last night, and I was thinking their name's Great White. That just dawned on me. I didn't even realize that when I posted it. I wasn't even thinking about that. But Great also goes with this crater very much. Great, the Great One. Okay, so let's look at some more things. What else does that look like to you? What else does it look like? Kind of looks. I called it a witch's kettle, but it's not called a witch's kettle, is it? It's not called that. What is it called? The witch's what? Cauldron? Looks like that a little bit too. Could be coincidence though, but it's not. Never is. So the cauldron. Why did they? I wonder why they were, killing off witches and hunting witches and all that back in them days. You can only figure that they knew something about this, and they weren't going to change over to the, Christianity or whatever, because this is what it was. They realized this is what it was about. I guess if this is true or not. I mean, that's the only thing I can figure. Unless this is just a fabrication, but it's a pretty good one. It is. Okay, let's move down to the next one. So I did these two already. The quarter and the okay. So let's go to this one. This here is like a South America Aztec Maya Inca thing or whatever. The rabbit. And I searched for Mayan moon rabbit, and this came up. All right, but it's maybe not Mayan. It might be from the Aztecs or whatever. But look at the shape of the thing, with the rabbit inside in the middle of it. That's pretty interesting. You can only figure that whoever made. I mean, if this is really an old artifact or whatever, I mean, they show it broken. It could be fabricated just in the last century. Who knows? Who really knows? But they sure did know to make it in that shape, didn't they? Pretty interesting, I think, there too. Let's see. And I seen some. Oh, here. Okay, this is one I need to explain a little bit. Okay, everybody's aware of the Arch of Triumph, or the Arch of Baal, or whatever, that they were dragging through London and through New York City. Okay, well, this is like killing two birds with one stone in this one. This is an instrument they call the lyre, of all names. So that really gets you wondering when you hear stuff like that too. They always got to throw something in to make you wonder if what's really right or wrong or true or false or whatever. But they call this the lyre, It's an instrument with strings, and it looks like this crater. This is not the best example of the crater shape of a lyre. I mean, but the thing is during that ceremony where they broke out the trophy of triumph. That's what I call it. It was a trophy that Isis destroyed the temple of Baal, right? That's supposedly Isis did that, right? Here is the crater that represents Isis, and here is the crater that represents Baal. Basically, they've been fighting probably for thousands of years over this stupid thing. Who gets to control what this is? And apparently, Isis won because they made a trophy and dragged it around and showed it off. And during the ceremony, played the lyre, which is just the same shape as this crater. Just the same. So I downloaded one. I found this one that was the Omega and made into a lyre. I didn't make this picture. It was already like this. So there's your Omega and the lyre instrument, killing two birds with one stone, basically. I mean, we can go look at a real lyre if you want. Lyre. And there you go. There's a good example of it right there. The lyre. Okay? And we've all seen that before. This instrument, we've all seen it. We just didn't, you don't really. Here's the goddess playing it. There it is. See that? See a lot of goddesses playing it. There's the bull, and it's shaped like the bull horns. See that? Oh my goodness, I didn't even think of that part yet. Holy crap. It just goes deeper and deeper. The more you think. So there's the bull horns, and there's Isis, all in the lyre. So who is lying? Is it a lie? It's not spelt like liar, like L-I-A-R. It's spelt L-Y-R-E. So that's interesting, to say the very least. Okay, so just caught that one. And there was another one that I thought about this morning. I'm trying to get it to come back to me. So how important is this crater? Well, let's just take a look at how important this crater is to us today. This is a weather pattern over North America. The eastern half of the United States, right here by the Great Lakes. The whole east, all this is Tornado Alley right here. This whole area. Look at this trail that comes from up north in this picture. Now this is just overlaid in a random place in the ocean. The crater, it's just random where it is. But see, I was stacking up pictures. I just started stacking up the pictures, because I could go a lot further if I wanted to. But I think you're going to get, I'm just getting the best ones, some of the best stuff that. Most of it I just came up with yesterday. Most of it. I never put that storm in, the goddess storm into this picture before. I don't think, or maybe I have. Yeah, I have. I think. But check it out. It is the same pattern. Absolutely same pattern, which is the Easter egg. And what do we call like a storm? What do we call a storm that's in the northeast of America? It starts up in the northeast. We call it a nor'easter. A nor'easter. That's interesting. I think a nor'easter. So that's a really good overlay of that weather. It is the same pattern. And right here as well, right here, there's also another lunar pattern right in here. This circular pattern right here is also Mare Oriental, and they definitely overlap each other very, very well. You'll also get Tycho's pattern showing once in a while in this area. Instead of this, you'll see like a line of weather come up this way, and a line of weather come up this way. Tycho is like looks like this. A line of weather, Tycho will be here, and a line of weather comes up this way, and a line of weather comes up this way, and Tycho will fit perfectly in the Pacific, right where you see the Hawaiian island chain. So it didn't happen over there. It didn't leave Tycho. Tycho didn't leave his print while America was here. It did it when it was probably over here, because I've showed the alignments in my videos already of the Tycho here in the Pacific. Kind of just accidentally ran across it. I mean, I was doing it from the beginning. When I first started doing this, I was putting Tycho there, but I just didn't get it right for some reason. I didn't have the confirmation that I needed, but I was able to get that eventually. And so that makes this crater pretty important, if you ask me. This weather is not just restricted to this area of the Earth. You will see this pattern in the weather over South America, right in here. Shows in this area here. You will see it in the North Atlantic over around Europe. It starts, Russia, that crater's called the Sea of Moscow. It's called the Sea of Moscow. Here's Moscow, right here. That's Moscow right there. And you can see like the shape. They don't show you the full round part of it in this picture, but I've seen it in the weather here before. I've lined it in the weather. It does show. And if you turn the borders on for this area, you can see something interesting, I think. I think it's pretty interesting. Turn the borders on, you see a circular shape right here that the borders create. See the borders? They're all in this little area. They create this circular shape. Kind of, the mouse isn't working that great. Right here, you can see it right here. And then this top part here, well, that's pretty much pointing it out to you. Okay, what else I got left here? Do I have anything? What was that one? Where is that? What is it? Oh, must be this. No? Oh, I didn't have it turned up. Here we go. Oh, that was her. Okay. That's probably the last one I did. Or wait. Yep, that's it. So basically, Isis and Baal. Isis and Baal is what this is, and I've known that I knew that when they were fighting, when they were dragging that thing around. I knew as soon as I seen that person playing that instrument called the lyre, I knew what it was. I knew that it was basically Isis and Baal fighting over the rights to this spot on the moon that we can't even see. Is that something? I think it's incredibly sick myself, but to be so. They think it's all going to come back and happen again, and if you look at history, the story, the mythology, that's basically what they think. Maybe, and like it's happened, it's a cycle that happens over and over. Like Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon is basically she's a goddess. She has wings. When she turns into Super Sailor Moon, she has wings, just like Isis, and she's also just like Jesus. She ascends into the heavens, and just the earth is destroyed, basically. All life on earth, or basically most life on earth. And then they show her at the end crying in the desert with nothing. She's in a desert. There's nothing left on earth. Sailor Moon had just destroyed the planet. Okay? Only to die, or to sacrifice herself so that the other people can live on the planet Earth. Basically that's the story. So she's like a Christ figure, an Isis figure, all in one thing. And then I wish I had time to show you the Sailor. If you just look at in my videos, the Sailor Moon overlay I did, that was such a random thing that I just organically ran across. It was something that presented itself all on its own. This crater is also Superstorm Sandy, as I pointed out. Another super thing. Is just another thing that has the word super in it that comes from the lunar surface. I've lined them up. This picture is flipped over backwards. All the lunar images I put over the Earth are backwards. They're flipped over, all of them. So I just wanted to show you the goddess and stuff anyway. That's basically proof that Isis is not a solar deity, or unless she is, and then they just refabricated it on the moon because we can't see this side. They just put it all, and then they changed our weather to fit it. They had to make the weather fit it. How long have they been doing that? It looks like for a long time to me, very long time. Because you can get storms from way back that really we couldn't get access to when there was before the internet, like Hurricane Andrew. I don't even know if there was internet during that time. I think that was in the 80s or early 90s or something. So, you can get pictures of that and fit it in this and fit it in, and also the Schrodinger basin. I'm not counting that out because it's part of this. It's part of this pattern. Definitely part of it. The Schrodinger basin pattern is part of this. Like it hit the same spot on the Earth or something to create this circular shape or something. But anyways, just wanted to point all that out. I'm sure someone could add to this. Any kind of shape that you recognize that goes with this, because it's definitely an important shape. That's pretty obvious. The egg is also another important shape if you want to point out anything that's I mean, if you just look up eggs like Easter egg, you can look up Santa Claus egg. They all have them inside. There's an egg for everything. You know, there really is. It's just a mind-blowing thing that they got set up here for us. You know, it's important, that shape. So anyways, just want to point all that out. It's Saturday morning. I got to get cleaned up and do something today. Have a good one. Good weekend. Thanks for watching.